All right, we have Dave, you fool, back at it again with us. We had them in this 100 SCP, in this one, I guess in the 500 milestone thing. I don't know how to say this, honestly. But in the current 100 SCPs that we're reading, we had them. That's what I want to say. Which was 2527. Ah, yes, it was the giant statue of a deity that you can control via an Atari computer. And like it's like one of those like games where you have to like where it's like says like you're in a room, there's a door in front of you and the window to your right, and you say like go right, and you know, but instead of like just being in the game, the statue itself will also do the same thing. It will basically see its surroundings and you control it by that game style, basically. Yes, Dave, you fool. That was the author's name. And now we have this machine kills fascists. Now that's a title I can get behind. Now that's a title I can get behind. Keta, global email network. Other networks that are being monitored by the Foundation for Indicators of -A. If the counter on a confirmed instance of -A reaches 24, response team from MTF IOTA 10 Dam Feds is to be dispatched to the location of the corresponding instance of -B in no more than 10 hours. For the last 2 hours, the team will monitor the situation and wait for the instructions. In addition, the response team will escort one D-Class Foundation employee scheduled for termination, the scapegoat for the purpose of Contingency 12 Azazel, along with ampules of low-grade hypnostics. What the fuck is hypnostics? In the case of an in-progress impaler event, the response team is to carry out in contingency 12 Azazel as soon as possible. And here we have a picture. Instance of -A taken from the email account of Redacted. Well, it just says 6 simple. Okay, well, we cannot read it. Great. Contingency 12 Azazel through the use of hypnostics, I guess. No, I think it might be like amnestics by hypnosis related, maybe. The response team will implant the scapegoat with artificial memories of assassinating -B. The scapegoat will be handed over to the law enforcement authorities of -B's government. In the case of an aborted impaler event, instance of -B is to be detained and released after amnestic therapy. Due to the potential for civilians to communicate with -D, instance of -C are to be excised from global email servers upon detection. Plus, so here we have 4/2578 clearance required. This time, due to its location, destruction potential, containment efforts of -D will focus on non-intervention and repeated attempts to negotiate. SCP-2578 is a collective designation for a series of phenomena related to the deaths of at least one human subject since 1995. Prior to death, all victims referred to an individual instance of -B shared the following characteristics. -B was a political figure or was due to hold office at a future date. -B intended to engage in all of the following political activities at a future date and had the adequate military, financial, and political resources to do so. Oh wait, you're right. Oh, is it like yeah, it's a amnestics but hypnosis style? Which isn't amnestics that already to a certain extent? Like, because isn't like amnestics the whole thing like you erase somebody's memory and you can just replace it, or at least well, I guess not, because like amnestics erase certain memories of certain events that happened, and then you have to like I guess you have to insert some false memories, but it's about memorizing it, while hypnostics could mean you could control them what to do more because they're hypnotized. I think that's the process. Like hypnosis, yes, but also not the same at the time because it's not a mind reset. Yeah, exactly. One is like more of a mind reset. One is more of a hypnosis control, I would argue. That would be my way to like differentiate both of them. Ethnic cleansing, the establishment continuation or reinstate. Okay, first of all, ethnic cleansing is. I never liked that. I never liked reading that word. Those two words together. I never. No. It just makes me really uncomfortable. It just makes me feel really uncomfortable and icky and. Like there was never a situation where the words ethnic cleansing was ever like used in a positive manner. You know what I mean? Like there was never a moment where like someone was like, we did some ethnic cleansing and everybody was happy. Like there was never one of those. The establishment, continuation, or reinstatement of government-sponsored slavery and/or child labor. The violent suppression of. Wait a minute. Dash B intended to engage in all the following political activities and had the adequate military financial motives to do so. So Dash B wanted to do this. The violent suppression of peaceful protest and/or dissent, war crimes against foreign powers, the establishment of absolute control of the national press, media, and religion. Dash B was relatively unopposed in these views by its constituents, and this. Crazy. How similar does this sound to you right now? To a certain someone. Too similar. Yeah. Dash B was relatively unopposed in these views by its constituents, and dissent or rebellion was curbed in such a way that, had the subject not died, all of its plans could have been successfully implemented. That's the only difference. That's the only difference right now that we have. 72 hours prior to its death, the instant Dash B will receive a message. Dash A on its primary personal email client. The sender will only be identified by a set symbol shared with all instances of Dash A. The symbol appears to be 3 crescent shapes next to each other. Content of Dash A is consistent throughout all instances. Sample terrains, subject latitude and longitude in number, which is 144 in the first message. So Latin does always to tyrants. State model of Virginia, also notable for its use in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Okay, well. I never miss my mark. Abdicate and you will live. This part of the message is then repeated in Spanish, French, German, Russian, Ukrainian, Arabic, Farsi, Mandarin, Chinese, Japanese, and Tagalog. After 30 minutes, the message will be resent to Dash B, but the value of the second number will decrease by 1. Once the number reaches 0, an impaler event will occur 72 hours after the initial Dash A. The corresponding Dash B can stop the countdown in a variety of ways, including resignation of the post. Okay. Assigning any pending orders that correspond with the aforementioned political activities. Surrender to a war crime tribunal or a resistance movement and or suicide. Hey, if you want to stop this, all you gotta do is just take the punishment. Take the punishment or get the fuck out of here. Impale events are characterized by the sudden appearance of a borehole in the targeted instance of Dash B, which usually begins at the top of the head and ends at the groin. Though alternative locations such as with Dash B 429 have been noted. Though these incidents bear evidence of high-powered gunshot, no bullets have been recovered from these events. The holes will appear even when the instance is on an airplane, on the ground, or in a building with no damage to the surrounding area. God damn. Dash C refers to a set of emails sent to various politicians, civilians, and other human subjects after a successful or aborted impaler event. The content varies and can be personalized, but it will usually include a declaration of victory and or words of encouragement, such as this message sent to a synagogue scheduled to be bombed after the election of Dash B 429. 3 crescent symbol is victorious. Ion Lubescu successfully terminated 5th 12th 2009. Payment due for service rendered. Abandon your fears of tyranny. Know that 3 crescent symbol, will always watch over you. 3 crescent symbol will always protect you. And 3 crescent symbol will always love you. I mean, the SCP is called, this machine kills fascists, so... The power of the message is present in some capacity in all instances of --C. The entire content of this message is then repeated in Spanish, French, German, Russian, Ukrainian, Arabic, Farsi, Mandarin, Chinese, Japanese, and Tagalog. Thus, 4/2578 clearance required. D is metallic spacecraft approximately 3 meters in length, has been identified as the source of all Impaler events, and -A and -C transmissions, whether -D is manned or unmanned spacecraft, is unknown at this time. The origin of -D is unknown, but its design has been noted as similar to that of a horseshoe crab. It is believed to be an aesthetic design choice rather than to serve as a definite purpose. Various painted decals of the triple crescent symbols associated with -A and -C have been identified on its sides from satellite photography. The tail of -D can be positioned from the 3-point of articulation. The tip of the tail contains what appears to be a projectile weapon system used to carry out Impaler events. There we go. The mechanisms behind this weapon is not currently understood. In addition to this weapon, it also contains an unknown amount of service mounted energy projection device. See incident 1427 for more information. That's a lot of incidents. The location of -D varies as needed to carry out its objective and avoid detection, but it will rarely descend lower than 4,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. The propulsion mechanism of -D is unknown. Addendum excerpts from the log of recorded -B instances. Over here we have -B13. Radovan Karadzic, president of the Republika Srpska, occurred 4th, 19th, 1996. Note from Dr. Naismith as of 7th, 21st, 2008, the current procedure are to take precedent of all former containment procedures. I'm sorry for framing D-class for killing politicians isn't pretty, but alternative medicine guru cover up after SB2578 causes the disappearance of Karadzic wasn't just unethical, it was silly. I love how it's like, yeah, we have to make the D-class take the blame for a bunch of like political figures disappearing or getting killed off. B 326 Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Oh, these D-class. Oh, little rascals. Aborted. For a detailed list of the 230 aborted Impale events so far in Saudi Arabia, please refer to document 257. 230 aborted Impale events. That's a lot of Impale events that they prevented. B 429. Ion Lubescu, president-elect of Romania, occurred 5th, 12th, 2009. The borehole was discovered through Mr. Lubescu's chest. Eyewitness accounts claimed that approximately 5 minutes before the Impaler event, Mr. Lubescu grew increasingly agitated for unknown reasons and insisted on letting his 4-year-old daughter ride on his shoulder. Not sure if he had a feeling that like maybe he felt like he was going to get shot and was like, let me just have my daughter here so that nobody would actually try to shoot me. Again, sounding a little bit familiar, but I'll leave it at that. I won't go into details. Plus 5/2578 clearance required. God, that's so much. Incident 1427 on the 4th, 19th, 2016, after the aborted Impaler event of this SCP is testing me. -B 832, the Foundation used the computer terminals that received several instances of -C in China to triangulate the ocean of the messages leading to the discovery of -D. Email contact was established with -D by the Foundation shortly thereafter, requesting information about its origin. In return, -D was sent the following. So close, geez, man. Personal space. Very interesting. With regrets, I must ignore these irrelevant questions completely and thank you immensely for the indirect access to your database. which was very informative about the impasse I have reached in North Korea. The impasse I have reached in North Korea. For a while, it felt as if I were talking to a wall in the back and forth with King Jong-un, but a bronze stele is close enough. Is that what? Okay. Something else. It seems a more direct approach is needed for liberation. With love, triple crescent symbol. Is a triple crescent like supposed to be like 3 moons? Crescent symbol. 2 hours after the above message was received by O5 Command, SB1427 was declared neutralized. Which one is that again? 157. Oh. The tower that has like a bronze tower that controls people. I completely forgot about that one. Yeah. Do I have like any? Yeah, no, I don't. Sorry? Research into use of SB2578 as a means of neutralizing difficult to contain SB objects, which yeah. So this is all. I already read this many like years ago. So also SB sub objects of political origin is pending O5 approval. Incident 1427 timeline 1715. Containment staff of SB 1427 terminated in a simultaneous imperial event without warning. Emails of apologies sent to the containment staff families from -D. 1729 -D sighted in the stratosphere over Pyongyang, descending rapidly from high Earth orbit. 1731 -D infiltrates the containment area of SCP-1427 and begins direct bombardment with projected energy weapons on the ends of its tendrils. 1732 SCP-1427 sustains heavy damage and snaps in two. -D begins to retreat, apparently leaving the stele neutralized. 1734, as an apparent defense mechanism, SB-1427 begins to exhibit higher than usual output of electromagnetic energy, causing irreversible psychological damage to all those who were previously under its control. 1736, -D returns, latches into both halves of SB-1427 and rapidly ascends into a high Earth orbit. 1753, the two halves of SB-1427 are seen by Foundation satellites drifting in the direction of the sun. I see. At 2012, then Dr. Naismith received the following message from -D. The crescent symbol is victorious. Regrettably, I could not stop the stele from delivering its cowardly parting shot towards its slave. Even so, the current plight is better than life as it had been only a day prior. It makes sense I went after this one because it has enslaved people. Like, it controls people, so it makes sense. I thank you for your assistance, friend. Also, I have sustained heavy external damage from expending this much energy in a short period of time, but if any tyrants come up while I'm in auto repair for the next week, I'm afraid they'll have to wait a little bit longer. Yeah, it's literally just being a vigilante SCP, be like, I will not allow anybody to think that they have control over people. Death. Just like Jojo pose. Yeah. Death. There we go, that's much better. That's much more accurate. Hey, Gracie, I have a little favor for you, from you. Once we're done with the stream, if you don't mind, to just maybe watch a little bit of the VOD from the game I played, Tales of Kenzera. You don't have to watch too much of it, just like bits and pieces. And if you can, if that somehow inspires you to maybe draw me in that style, I would think that would be awesome. You see what style I'm talking about once you like look into the game a little bit. Like, if you're down for it. If you're not down for it, I won't make you do it. And also, if you want a little bit of payment, that can be arranged. But like it's just something that the art of the game really like the game itself I just really love. I think it's fantastic. It's a shame we haven't. I'm definitely not the perfect in some forms of style. That's fine. If it doesn't work, that is fine. But absolutely. It's just like I was just like very sad. No, not sad, but you know, a little bit down that like you couldn't be there to watch me play the game, especially because like somebody joined. I don't fully know if they were trolling me or not. There was like a lot of things that they said where I was like, I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me, and I'm not sure if you're trying to like ruin the game or make the game seem better to me. Yeah, it was weird. It was definitely weird.